Dating over 50 can feel a little bit like hosting a backyard barbecue. You're hoping everything goes smoothly, but there's always a chance that someone's going to burn the burgers or spill the sangria. And just like a barbecue, sometimes it's hard to pinpoint exactly where things went wrong. Well, ladies, dating can be tricky at any age, and the truth is, first impressions and the things we do throughout the date matter. So today we're going to dive into the top 10 turnoffs for men over 50, straight from the front lines. Whether you're lighting up the grill for the first time in years or you've been hosting for a while now, these insights are going to help you avoid the pitfalls that can turn a promising date into a one and done. If that sounds interesting or intriguing, I hope you'll stick around because that's what's on the agenda. Let's start with the first hurdle. What happens the moment he sees you? Well, if you're rocking profile pictures from a decade or two ago, you're already off to a rocky start. Men over 50 aren't expecting perfection, but they are expecting honesty. Think about it. You show up looking completely different from your photos. That's setting a tone for the entire date. You want to start off with trust, not confusion. Use photos that are recent, that are flattering, and are authentically you. That means no heavy filters or group pictures where he has to play detective to figure out which one is you. And here's the bonus. When you feel good about how you've presented yourself, knowing it's the real you, you'll radiate confidence. And trust me, confidence is far more attractive than any Instagram filter. And I know this has happened to you before too, so you know what I'm talking about. Here's the thing. Men over 50 aren't just looking for someone to have fun with on a date. They're looking for someone whose life seems like it'd be fun to be a part of. Your energy, your attitude, and outlook on life can be incredibly magnetic. Or if you're stuck in negativity, an instant turnoff. It's not about being a constant ray of sunshine, because nobody's perfect, but showing that you've created a life that you enjoy. Share stories about things that you're passionate about. Talk about hobbies that light you up, and laugh at life's little absurdities. If you love what you're bringing to the table, he'll love it too. And don't forget to enjoy the date itself. If something awkward happens, like spilling your water, just roll with it. Humor, warmth, and a little resilience can make even the quirkiest moments charming. We get it. Your life is fascinating. You've lived, you've loved, you've learned, and you've got stories for days. But if the conversation feels like a one-woman Broadway show, he might start wishing for an intermission. To avoid the monologue trap, shift the spotlight onto him. Don't just fire off a list of questions like a job interview. Encourage him to share stories too. If he actually has mentioned something, maybe he tried a glass blowing class, lean in and say, hey, wait, how did that happen? Did you end up with a masterpiece or something that looks like it belongs in the Museum of Bad Art? And don't underestimate the magic of follow-up questions. They show that you're genuinely interested and give him a chance to open up even more. People love to feel heard, and when you give him the space to enjoy talking about himself, he'll walk away feeling good about the date and about you. Take turns. Aim for that 40-60 thing we talk about. Aim to do 40% of the talking, and if you're a talker, it'll all work itself out. Here's the deal with phones. Even with the best intentions, they can derail a date faster than you can say Wi-Fi. Sure, it's tempting to whip out your phone to show him pictures of your dog, your grandkids, or that amazing vacation that you took last year. But here's the truth. It pulls you out of the moment. Men over 50 want your presence, not a slideshow. Instead of saying, oh, I need to show you a picture, try something like, oh, you'll have to remind me to show you a picture later on. It's hilarious, this thing that my grandson did. It's priceless. This keeps the focus on your energy, not on your screen, and it leaves him curious for more later. If there's a connection, there's going to be plenty of time to share those. We've all been there. You're stuck in traffic, your coworker drove you crazy, and your ex is causing drama. But bringing that negative energy to a date is like bringing garlic to a vampire convention. I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am to be working with Zoog. This is an iOS app that I've been using with my grandkids for well over a year now. It is so fun and creative and clever and a really fantastic way for me to stay connected with the kids despite them being a whole plane ride away. Zoog supplies you with a huge and growing library of stories, songs, jokes, and educational videos, and all you have to do is to read or sing along. Zoog does all the work to make these videos really come to life. So if you're on a computer now, just use your iPhone to scan this code here or click on my special link in the description box below so that you'll automatically get 30% off. A funny little story. Some of you might know that my daughter and the kids were all here last week. One morning, Desi asked Rachel if he could have her phone to watch Ema movies. I'm Ema, and that's what he calls all the Zoog videos of my songs and stories that I send him every week. And Rachel was like, Desi, Ema is sitting right next to you, and there's a pile of books on the table. Why don't you just have her read to you? But if you've experienced Zoog, you totally understand. Ema sitting next to him wasn't surrounded by animals on a farm, and I wasn't wearing a farmer's costume like when I sing Old MacDonald with the music on the app. So there I was sitting next to my own grandchild while he watched me read stories and sing to him on my iPhone. If you haven't downloaded Zoog on your Apple device, you just have to do it. Use my link though to get the 30% off. Your family is going to love Zoog as much as we do. I promise you, I don't use Zoog because they're a partner. They're a partner because I've been using the app for over a year and I beg them to let me do this. So check it out. Men over 50 aren't looking for someone to fix. They're looking for someone to share joy with. Instead, shift your focus to the positive. If you had a rough day, say something like, "It's been a hectic day, but I was really looking forward to this." It's charming, optimistic, and it shows that you're in the moment. It is great to be open, but there's a fine line between sharing and oversharing. On a first date, he doesn't need the full play-by-play of your divorce, your health challenges, or that time you got into a screaming match with your neighbor. Save the deep stuff for when the relationship is solid. For now, focus on topics that keep things light and fun. What lights you up? What's something on your bucket list? These are the kind of conversations that build connection without overwhelming him. If you want to make a man over 50 feel invisible, start talking about other guys. Whether it's your ex, your coworker, or the friendly guy at the coffee shop who always gives you extra foam, it's a vibe killer. And while we're at it, let's address another chemistry killer, talking about dating while you're on a date. Yeah, I know it's tempting to bond over bad date horror stories or swap tales about the weirdos on the dating apps, but trust me, this isn't group therapy. Talking about dating while dating is meta in the worst way. It's like being on a beach vacation and only talking about packing your suitcase. Snooze. Instead, keep the conversation focused on him and the connection you're building in the moment. If past relationships come up, keep it brief and neutral, like, "I've learned a lot from my past, but I'm really excited about the future." That says that you're open, confident, and ready to move forward without dragging him into your dating and relationship backstory. Gratitude is one of the simplest ways to make someone feel valued. Men over 50 notice when you acknowledge their effort, whether it's picking the perfect hiking trail, their apparent chivalry, or complimenting you on your stylish outfit. It's the small gestures that can turn a good date into a memorable one and make him feel like he's memorable too. A genuine thank you is a great start, but let's take it up a notch. Be specific. If he planned a hike at a stunning location, say, "I love how you chose this trail. It's so peaceful and beautiful." It shows that you're paying attention and appreciating the little things. Appreciation isn't just polite, it's magnetic. I was going to say freaking magnetic, but it is. When someone feels valued, they naturally lean in. And who knows, by the end of the date, he might just be wondering if the trail was the second best view of the day. Your outfit may not set the tone for the entire date, but trust me, it's saying something before you even sit down. Men over 50 don't expect you to show up looking like you just stepped off a runway, but they do notice when you've put some thought into your look. Dusting off the dress you wore to your cousin's wedding in 1995 will have him wondering if you've been living in a time capsule. And going too far in the other direction, dressing like you're auditioning for a TikTok dance crew, can feel equally out of sync. The sweet spot is somewhere between timeless and I know how to dress for the fabulous woman I am now. Think of your outfit as a statement, not for him, but for you. It says, this is a new chapter and I'm showing up for it with confidence. It's about dressing like you know exactly who you are and what year you're living in. The right outfit doesn't just make you look good, it reinforces that you're fully present and ready to connect. And you don't have to think about it. You can be comfortable because you know it's reflecting and saying what you want it to. Yeah, you want to know if he's serious. And yes, you're done wasting time, I get it. But diving into marriage, kids, or retirement plans on the first date, that's a little intense. Keep the conversation focused on the present instead of asking, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Try something like, what's something you've always wanted to do but haven't yet? It's light and fun, and it opens the door to a conversation that doesn't have pressure attached to it. Look, dating isn't about reinventing the wheel, but it does help to know what might make it wobble. So be real, be present, and for the love of coffee, don't turn the date into a therapy session or a TED Talk. At the end of the day, it's about showing up, steering clear of the obvious missteps, and seeing where this night takes you, or afternoon. If it's a match, fantastic. If it's not, well, at least you didn't waste a great outfit. If you enjoyed this episode, check out this one, The 7 Types of Men That Send Women Running. Oh, and hey, don't forget to give my mom the thumbs up. She says it's the only kind of approval that matters these days. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button, because if you've made it this far, we're practically best friends now. Appreciate you watching, and until next time, have a good one.